in black and white. Full day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move, I can Now who wanna move, crossing Now who wanna move, If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock them. Yeah, we got them.
Hooday! Welcome to Bengals and Brews and Rally Around the Daddy, partially.
Rally Around the Daddy? What?
Two guys from Bengals and Brews, two guys from Rally Around the Daddy, and there's only three of us on the show. You do the math.
Someone's gay. That's how that works.
Someone gets passed around.
But someone here loves Midwest Best Barbecue and 50 West Brew, proud sponsors of the show. Get them both. They both go well together.
Okay.
Get them both, Santori.
Go sports ball.
Yeah.
All right, so we had a signing today. Greg, you're the most excited. And shout out Jimmy for buying the last two tickets to the draft event. Officially sold it out. Love it. Still have the event for Cincy hat 5 to 7. That's open to everybody. So if you're still wanting to show up, buy a hat, you're more than welcome to. Go ahead, Greg. Who do we sign today?
Well, we signed Mike Gesicki! Gesicki Daddy! Hootie! Last year, I said I would have taken off my shirt and run like a maniac outside. I'll still stick by it. I just got to do it when it's quiet and there's no witnesses outside.
Well, did it even happen if no one knows it happens?
That's the
Are you going to record it?
Oh, I'll record it, all right, sure.
Okay, all right.
As long as you don't post it, we're good to go.
No promises.
Well, that's...
All right, I'll cook up something. I'll get something cooked up.
White boy gritty. Yeah, so Jamar Chase is going to... We'll start there, I guess, right? Jamar Chase is going to teach him the gritty, and also Jamar Chase just posts any cryptic thing on Twitter, and people like our good buddy Bengals and Bourbon lose their fucking mind.
Oh, my God.
We're getting Jefferson. Are we? Because we won't pay T. Higgins. And you'd have to give up draft capital.
And Willie Lutz, he retweeted Willie Lutz's tweet and all that stuff for poor Willie. And he's like, Jefferson, didn't he say something like Jefferson? He thinks he's talking about you and me or something.
It happens to Willie every offseason.
Yes,
like
does.
what?
We don't want him to eat a dick this time.
Right.
That's coming, though. Jefferson responds, he's just like, eat a dick. Willie Lutz. That's his response. Also, since we had a show last night, I knew it was going to happen. It's almost 10 o'clock. I'm like, man, I'm probably just going to fall asleep. Wake up at 11. Of course, all hell broke loose on Twitter. I was up for another 2 hours, just like
people just
watching the drama of the Joe Mixon cut because we signed Zach Moss. Now, Joe Mixon did not get cut.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. He ended up getting traded today for a conditional 7th round pick.
Oh,
now,
isn't the 7th round pick officially? Do we know that yet?
It's not
Everybody's
a 4th.
saying conditional 7th rounder.
Dang, I was hoping it'd be their 4th. I know they didn't have a 5th or a 6th. I was hoping it was one of their 4s, but I knew that wasn't going to happen.
I don't know what the hell that condition is, but
it's probably based on stats or yards or playing time.
So it's probably not of this year then. If that's
no, it'll more often than not when you hear conditional, it's performance based for the following year.
Yep, I agree, and that makes more sense. What we got, Greg?
No. If you're my brother-in-law who's a Colts fan, Kenny Moore resigned. He's the highest paid nickel. Mulgeta getting it done. 3 years, $30 million.
That's nothing crazy. I mean, he's pretty good. He's not getting any younger, but he's damn good. He's up there in that conversation with the Mike Hiltons of the world as your best slot corners in the NFL.
He's probably better than Mike at this point.
I mean, last year you go.
It's not like much better, but it's
right, yeah.
It's probably, if I had to pick one to start with.
Hey, Greg.
Kenny.
What's up, Miguel? Miguel, is this true? Will we be seeing you at the draft event, April 26th?
Greg's excited to hug you.
I'll be happy to meet you, bro.
Said he's going to hug you so hard.
I really hope he shows up in like a Santori Miles shirt just to mess with Greg.
Like, yeah, I am Santori Miles is what his shirt says.
For the longest time. For the longest time, Greg would call me like after the host, "Are you Magic Miguel?" I'm like, "No."
Other people would too.
I was like, I have no idea. And I'd never even heard of the guy. So I was like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, Greg.
Yeah. But to be fair, Santori, you too sometimes have some burner accounts and like to have a little fun out there. So
I think I've got 4 burners. 26-hour flight from the Philippines.
Hey, man, we appreciate the support, bro.
Love it, man. Be cool to hang out. Yeah, and I did see that. Hude Joe says, K.
Yeah,
Adams
I saw that too. Everybody's adding on to the trend.
Justin Jefferson madness from Jamar Chase's tweet. And even Chase responded and said, basically, why do these people think that I know what you're doing? Like, what are you doing? And tagged him. They don't. It's not happening. Now, prove me wrong, because every time I've said something so far, we're talking about Von Bell on the show yesterday. Geno Stone signs, because I'm like, Luke can make it work with 3 safeties, veteran presence, move him around. He's not going to replace Jordan Battle, obviously. We signed Geno Stone. Definitely not bringing in Von Bell, I would imagine, at that point. And we have not cut Nick Scott, which why wouldn't you? Honestly. You guys think we should keep him? I know Santori.
I mean, Tyson Anderson, Santori's favorite player on the Bengals. I think they think very highly of him, man. Every year he shows up in preseason. I still like Tyson Anderson. Santori, please don't get mad at me or anything. But
I hate you, Greg.
It's cool. That's his way of saying he loves you. So, I get Tyson Anderson.
Interprets it.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, sir.
Oh, exactly. But no. I still think they think highly of him as a special teams player. But Nick Scott, I just don't see any point. Maybe you guys think differently, but that's just my personal opinion.
Well, do you think they could be waiting on a draft pick, Santori, to get your answer along with that? Like, see if they find somebody in the draft, even a late round, mid-round, late round guy, also for depth.
See, with us being in literally the dead middle of free agency, it's so hard to think about the draft right now because there's so many weird things that can happen. Trades become officially executed, I believe, tomorrow. I could be wrong about that. I think at 4. So there's so many things that can happen between now and the next 45 days, whatever it is, right? They could be, but the thing that doesn't make sense is it was explained to all 3 of us were on the show, actually, by Jay Morrison, that they really like Nick Scott as someone that can still contribute on special teams. In that same breath, and this is not a slam on Jay Morrison because he's 100% right, Tyson Anderson had been playing special teams at a, quote, Pro Bowl level until he had got hurt. Do I really need to pay 2 safeties? And not that I'm paying Tyson Anderson, but you are paying Nick Scott to a degree that much money for special teams if you know they're not going to start. I don't know. They can save a little bit by cutting Nick Scott. Is Tyson Anderson healthy? I don't know.
And they're probably looking at him as Jordan Battle's backup right now, whereas Geno Stone, they know they still at least have Dax Hill, even if they plan on moving him around to fill that spot.
And obviously it's a long off season. A lot of guys grow and mature and learn different roles. But even as of late last year, they didn't trust Dax a whole lot. And when they would go with 3 safety sets, they would bring in Nick Scott. Now, I understand that Geno Stone is here now, and that should help take care of that. But if you need a 3 safety set and one of them's got to be deep, do you trust Nick Scott or are you trusting Dax Hill? Or are you trusting Tyson Anderson or is it somebody else? Because they are going to run 3 safety sets at some point. It's something
I am personally trusting anyone besides Nick Scott.
Okay.
Hey, Miguel, just so you know, Rankins re-signed with Cleveland, just so you know.
No,
Rankins. That was
Shelby Harris.
Shelby Harris. He was no, Miguel, I want Rankins too. I think we're waiting on Reader. Those are the 2 I want. I'm on your side on that one.
We need Reader back at this point. Malcolm Roach is the one I put on Twitter that really ticked me off. 2 years, $8 million. Now there's conflicting reports that the Bengals were interested, and then Andre Parada kind of said he didn't think they were. I don't know who's right in that. I don't know. I mean, I have no inside information. But I will say this about Malcolm Roach. They should have been interested, and they should have been interested at $4 million per year for 2 years because Tupo's also a free agent. That wouldn't even have anything to do with DJ Reader to me. It'd be nice to actually have guys that can stop the run. So I was mentioning this off air, guys. What do we think? How much have we really improved, especially in probably our biggest weakness to this point? And there's still the draft, still more free agency. But to right now, how have we improved against stopping the run? And that even if you say DJ's coming back, how have we improved that from last year?
Oh, go ahead, Santori.
Go ahead. Mine's going to be a lot more long-winded.
Dale, Dale, you brought up a good point, man. Even if we do get Reader back, we don't even know if he's going to be ready for the start of the season, man. I mean, are we happy? Are we happy we got the guys we just signed? Absolutely, we are. I mean, there's no doubt. But no, Dale, you make a good point, man. We still have not improved in the trenches yet. So, I'm still trying to be patient. But the longer you stay patient, the longer you wait, though.
More guys come off the board.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of options as you continue to go here. I'll just post this before Santori gives his opinion on it. Pat Teresa and Uche. I thought that could have been a nice rotational piece for a year, but I also get their high on Osai and Murphy as their backups at edge.
All right. None of what I'm about to say is going to make sense until I finish, so hopefully we can hang on for the ride here. They signed a safety who is not good at stopping the run.
He's not.
They have not addressed the defensive line one bit, and they need two of them, whether they both come in free agency, both come in the draft, whatever.
They need three.
Well, they need two. Three would be nice. However, if they were an F at stopping the run last year, which I think would be a fair grade, I think they're probably a D right now. And I know that doesn't make sense with everything I just said, but here's the deal. Geno Stone helps so many things in the secondary. And the biggest thing we keep hearing was the communication issues, right? It's going to allow you to actually have single high safeties. It is going to allow you to put Jordan Battle in the box. It's going to allow your linebackers to play a little bit more aggressive. And if Osai and Murphy and everybody's healthy, because those things were hindrances. All of those things that I just mentioned were also components to why they were bad at the run game last year. It's not just that, we had DJ Reader. Well, you had one of the best run-stopping linemen in football last year, and you still sucked. So let's take that out of the equation for a second. All of the other factors that made you terrible at stopping the run have improved, even though they're not directly related. It is a domino effect. Defense is choreographed chaos. So to a degree, they have, but in the direct area that directly affects the line of scrimmage, no, they have not. I'd give it like this much better just as domino effect goes, but no, the main focus hasn't been touched yet, and that's getting to be a concern at this point.
Yeah, it's a concern just because the more names fly off the board. Now, there's still time. You go out there, you get
Sure.
Reader. I seen somebody mentioned Andrew Woods mentioned Tart, and then Rankins. If you bring in 2 or 3 of these guys, then we're going to feel a little better that they're doing something. But I mean, Grover Stewart's gone. I just don't want to get into the very bottom tier, and we're trying to bring in run stuffers that really hasn't been good. Almost like I think it's Raekwon Davis from the Dolphins, who just has not been very good. Big body, height-wise more than girth, but he's more known as a nose tackle type of player.
I want to go back to the safeties and all that. I mean, Von Bell, I get why some people want Von Bell back, his leadership he brings, this, that, and the other, but he would fill in the role of Battle, and obviously we don't need that. And would Von Bell even want to come back here to be a backup?
Well, I tell you what I do, though. If he did, I would much rather have him backing up Jordan Battle than Nick Scott. I sound like I just completely hate Nick Scott. I just don't think he panned out, and maybe he goes somewhere else and does better. I just don't think that place is going to be here as Santori jugs Mountain Dew for the podcast listeners. At least it's not milk, you two milk-loving fools, man.
I don't test me.
Fools, milk-loving fools. Tell them what you guys do for anyone that may be tuning in that don't know.
No.
Shots and this and that.
at the tailgates.
I told Santori I love drinking milk, and Santori got a little offended that I'm the biggest milk drinker. So he's like, Greg, you haven't matched up against me yet. And he got me.
You guys went shot for shot?
Drank his ass under the table.
Yeah, pretty much so.
2%, bitch.
Well, no, Santori, I came back from training camp one time, and I was like all sweaty outside, and I during the show I chugged a thing of milk. Like, yeah, Greg, that's an interesting choice.
People laugh at it because you think of like milk on a hot day, and that's just not going to sit well.
It doesn't sound good.
for hydrating purposes. Once you're back inside and the external temperature is fine, it's if you watch NASCAR, what's the victory drink? It's milk.
I always thought it was beer.
It's milk. They drank milk at the end.
It must have changed since I watched many moons ago.
It's good for hydrating. If you are in a cooled environment, it's fine.
This is actually correct. Chocolate milk is the only way to drink milk.
Chalky milk is elite.
Chalky milk.
Ashawn Robinson just signed with the Panthers, 3 years, $22.5 million.
So you can tell by the excitement level when it's somebody, and that could have been another guy that you could have brought in to stop the run. They continue to go off the board today. And I get it. They're probably thinking, well, Reader, but we don't even know if Reader's going to be ready.
We don't even know. Yeah,
here's this 5 or 10 times. Tupou is a free agent. Josh Tupou, the backup to Reader, and Reader does get dinged up, and he's not healthy to start with. What the fuck are we doing for depth on there? And this draft isn't deep in those type of players.
No, it's not.
We need to do something. You got to have a body that you plan on taking. And Tupou is not the answer. So if you just say, well, Tupou's still out there. Breaking news, we re-signed Tupou to a 1-year deal for $2 million. Eat a fucking bag of dicks. That's not going to help us win a Super Bowl. Sorry. It's not.
No, it's not. I agree with you there.
My guess as to what is going on. They're probably in the final witching hour with DJ Reader. They know they're going to have to do something soon. My guess is he's healthier than the general public thinks.
He's going to need to be.
Here's the deal. If he was that screwed up, would people be really driving the price? I assume they're driving the price. Negotiations going this long, or it's a La'el Collins thing where they're trying to find a contract for games played. One of the two things is happening. My guess is the Bengals, know that they're in a situation where it's just about make or break because they do need a minimum of 2 guys, and they don't want to wait till the draft. That's how you end up with Billy Price situations, right? So my guess is if we don't hear anything with DJ Reader tonight, you can probably cross that one off the board, and you're going to see at least 1, if not 2, mid-tier signings in the next 24 to 36 hours. It's going to be guys like Rankins and Tart, and I know Kinlaw's already gone. He was one that I kind of had pulse on personally.
Yeah, would have been a good rotational guy for to pair with BJ Hill as a pass rusher.
1-year deal. That's all he signed for.
So my guess is what's going to happen is they're going to try and either get Reader and then like a C-level player to rotate with BJ Hill and recreate that Larry Ogunjobi effect, which is what they did in the Super Bowl run. Or if they can't get DJ Reader, they're going to go after 2 B-tier players that are left, use the same money, and try and go with the rotation and recreate his effect with the aggregate, kind of like a Moneyball effect.
Can you look up Ashawn Robinson's PFF grades for me, Santori, please? Because I'm looking at that, and this is Mike Garofalo, just to give credit. 3 years, $22.5 million deal. That seems steep for Ashawn Robinson to me, but maybe I just wasn't. Maybe I'm, and I don't watch these other teams enough. We try to go through some of these lists prior to free agency, but
it said no grades. It said no grades available, but I had it sorted by receiving, so that makes sense.
He's not a receiver.
Yeah.
X.
How much did he get?
It says 3 years, $22.5 million deal, which who knows when the final numbers come in up to that or whatever can all change, but it seems a little steep.
Was that Carolina that just overpaid?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's Carolina for you.
Uh-huh.
He is the...
They'll cut him next year.
He's the epitome of average. He has not had a sack in 3 years. So that's the first thing that sticks out.
Which I don't think he's that type of player, but still. You almost can look into one every now and again.
He's 320 pounds. He's not going to be a force necessarily. He misses about 9% tackles, which is not great for somebody in his position. He has played a combined 1,400 snaps over the last 3 years, which is about a season and a half. And it's not because he's missing time. He's just a 2-down player. So they paid a shit ton of money for somebody who's kind of good at run defense on first and second down.
Kind of good. That's the
Kind
thing.
kind
If he's
of
really good, I understand the money a little bit. If they think.
kind of.
Now, I know it did say reuniting with defense coordinator he'd been with before.
And that helps.
And it does.
And he had more good games against the run than bad last year. But his bad games were really bad. I mean, it's kind of all up and down. Just game by game run defense grades last year: 48, 75, 62, 54, 60, 58, 66, 70, 60, 78, 41, 43, 55, 82, 46, 65, and 60.
Man.
I mean,
So you don't know who you're getting. Yeah.
That's a lot of money for somebody who is like that in the run game and offers nothing on third down.
Here we got an Eagles signed Devontae Parker, which Patriots let him go.
I didn't
He just
even
hasn't
know.
lived up. He hasn't lived up to what people thought he could have been. And he had some flashes in Miami, and everyone thought, oh, he's going to be better. And it didn't happen.
Not that I'm
And
trying
that's
to.
life. I want to, real quick, I want to get this up there again. So I will say, yeah, after Gesicki happened, Miguel, because I know you asked about Hurst a little bit ago too. Yeah, it's likely not going to happen with Gesicki. And they re-signed Sample. Who knows if they'll bring back Hudson? Either way, I still think a draft pick, especially after we added that third round comp pick yesterday, makes a ton of sense. The Theo Johnsons, the Cade Stovers, the Ben Sinnott, there's a few guys in that range that, either one of the third round picks would probably make sense. Go ahead, Santori.
Not to keep harping on the roller coaster ride that is Ashawn Robinson, but just
Come
go-
along and ride on the Ashawn Robinson roller coaster.
going back to his year-by-year grades, kind of more of the same. We'll stick with run defense, starting with last year. 60, 68, 78, 59, 60, 91, 67, and 61.
Yeah, sometimes
He's
great.
Sometimes great, for the most part average. Because keep in mind, everybody sees 60 on PFF and they go, huh! 60
solid.
is
That's
60 is PFF's Mendoza line. That is the baseline starter. You're a tick under 60, maybe look for a replacement. Once you get over 60, you're the starter. 70, you're not being dethroned unless there's somebody really good. So 60 is kind of that baseline where you really, really, that's the Andy Dalton level, right? Andy Dalton always graded better than 60, but we call it the Andy Dalton line. If you're worse, you need a new one. If you're better, you're in good shape. So for the most part, season to season, he's fine. He's either average or good. But going back to the sacks So going back to 2016, that's 8 seasons. He has 10 sacks. And he hasn't had one in 2 or 3 years. So just temper your expectations. See, he's a plug, and that's about it. And he's an inconsistent plug. He's kind of like when you go to take a bath and the plug doesn't quite work for the tub, and the water kind of goes down. And you're like, man, I could use a better one of these. But this will do for now.
Yeah, but I really need to get to the store and get one sometime.
Yeah, that's my draft. That's my free agent analysis. He is a not quite working tub plug.
That's like a Greg with food thing,
Yeah.
So Greg, I haven't done one of those at least in a while. I'm sure you guys still do them on Rally, but
no, we haven't done one recently.
What is Mike Gesicki as a
Mike
food?
Mike Gesicki. Oh, I can do this. You're putting me on the spot here, Dale. God damn it. Mike Gesicki.
That's 2 goddammits in 2 days, Greg. I am calling your mom.
He's like cheese, man. You can use it in mac and cheese. You can use it on a cheeseburger. You can use it on a taco. You can use them all around the field, man.
This is when Santori would usually post up something funny. So what would you have posted up, Santori, on your show?
Slices of mold.
There you go.
Oh, Gesicki is mold.
Yeah.
Molded cheese.
My assessment would be
You don't want.
No, my Lutherism for Gesicki would be like I don't know. I'd call it like a jar of pickles.
There you go.
No, this is not a compliment, Greg.
Greg loved it.
I
Greg's
love
like,
it.
I am excited.
It's something that you get excited for when you see it at the store, but you probably already had one at your house, and you spent $3 on a new jar of pickles when last year you barely used the jar of pickles that was already there, and you're probably going to get the same amount of production out of it as you did the previous jar of pickles.
Damn, dude. Well, I do have a jar of pickles.
you just murdered Greg's.
I have a jar of pickles in my fridge, but I really haven't touched them in quite some time.
Now he wants pickles. That's all Greg got out of that.
No, actually, I'll take what occasionally. See, Tori, I have a thing of Izzy's pickles in my fridge, and I really don't touch them as much. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have bought them.
He's not Izzy's pickles. He is definitely the Pelican.
And I don't know who is a bigger fan of him, by the way, you or Joe, because Joe's really been wanting him to. And then you toss Malik in. I know Malik's been in the Right Way Sports Network guys come back and get Gesicki. So, but yeah, you're talking about him with your shirt on, Greg, and he's just
no. I took my shirt off yesterday, man.
As the you're co-president of the Gesicki.
No, Joe. That's right, Joe. Who's the president of the Gesicki fan club? You and I were on the team last year, Joe. Am I the president or vice president, man? I'll let you pick.
I said co-presidents.
All right, we're co-presidents, Joe. We're co-presidents. We'll make T-shirts and everything, man.
We'll sell
Gesicki Natty, Joe. Get that logo ready, bud.
If you got two quarterbacks, you don't have one, just so you know.
So let's go back to Joe Mixon. We talked about trade compensation being a conditional 7th rounder, so sometime in the draft, probably depending how much he plays, whatever. It's not really relevant. Maybe they wanted to keep him from the Ravens, who ended up getting Derrick Henry. Maybe not. Whatever. Either way, Joe Mixon no longer a Bengal because they signed Zach Moss. Now, I know a lot of people are upset about it, whatever. I'm just going to root for Zach Moss. I'm a Bengals fan first and foremost. I appreciate everything Mixon did. He had a great career as a Cincinnati Bengal. I hope he does well in Houston, but not if we play them, especially in the playoffs. Just, I don't care. I'm a Bengals fan first and foremost.
As long as you put someone in the gap in front of him, you're probably okay.
With that said, though, I want to get back to Zach Moss because I feel like he's kind of getting lost in just the whole Mixon thing.
Jesus Christ.
Craig got jar of pickles.
Eat my Gesicki's.
Greg is going to slurp on a Gesicki.
Let's go.
But Zach Moss. So thoughts on Zach Moss, Santori. Greg's eating a pickle, so we'll get his thoughts here in a minute. But thoughts on Zach Moss, anything PFF? I know last year was kind of like a career year in Indy.
It was a career year based on volume, but in terms of like the yards per carry and yards per reception and pass blocking grades, it was more of the same. He just finally got more opportunity and was consistent with it. Sometimes when you have a small sample size, you go, okay, well, what's this guy going to do if he gets 150 carries? I think in his case, 183 carries. And he just kind of kept it up. He's got a little bit more breakaway ability than Joe Mixon. He's not a burner like Chase Brown, but he's kind of somewhere in the middle. If I had to really put a player comp on him, take some of the receiving ability away because he does have some dropsies. It does happen. That's not going to probably be his role. But he's very close to Giovanni Bernard. You know, he's about 5'9". He's about 200, 210. Kind of shifty. He's going to make some people miss. Was up there on yards over expected per rushing attempt. You know, elusiveness rating was good. Breakaway rating was good. Gio was never somebody that you held your breath when he started turning the corner like, oh, shit, he's going to take it 90. But, you know, you did have to worry about him.
That is a really good comparison, by the way. The more I just, you know, from the little I've watched of Zach Moss, I can see it.
I mean, the only issue I have with that committee approach is who's my short yardage guy. I know Chase Brown runs tough. I don't know exactly.
I agree. I agree. It's like who's the bell cow but do you need one? Because I don't think either of us.
So this is gonna sound weird because he's another short guy. But if Blake Corum's there in the 4th round, he's tough as shit in those short yardage situations. We're going to have 3 running backs combining an average of 5'9", 200 pounds. But what I love about this, and I talked to Greg about this probably a week or two ago, what I wanted was, 1, a committee approach, and 2, if one of them came off the field, you could still run the same offense as the one before. When Joe Mixon came off the field before, you were like, okay, Chase Brown's only going to do 1 or 2 things. Or if Chase Brown's off the field, it's like, okay, you've got a screen to Mixon or run or something to Jamar Chase. when you have these kind of rotations where the players are similar, everything's still viable, especially now that you have what it looks to be the starts of an evolution of a 12 personnel set, whether that's Gesicki actually attached her in the slot, who knows. We know they're going to use the shit out of Drew Sample in blocking. It wouldn't surprise me if you go basically a big 11 personnel set with Gesicki in the slot, and then you've got rotations of Zach Moss and Chase Brown. There's a lot of options there. We know they like to be versatile, and all of these guys that they've signed offensively offer that option of versatility. So it should be the offense should be a lot closer to what we saw in that 3 or 4 game run before Joe got hurt. You're going to be under center. You're going to have 2 tight end sets. It wouldn't surprise me if Hudson comes back on a vet minimum deal until they do something in the draft. Maybe he's your 4th tight end. Seen a lot of comments for those listening on the podcast, guys like Estime and Braylon Allen. I would be very thrilled, just to have one of those guys where it's okay. It's 3rd and inches. I've got 240 pounds right behind me. Let's go.
Especially third round or 4th round. If you add that extra 3rd round pick means adding one of these tight end or running backs and not feeling a bit bad about it.
Yes,
even
correct.
Wanting to focus on trenches.
Yeah. So my take on Joe Mixon, it's kind of ironic because we saw all these running backs signing for these mega huge deals. I'm like, man, maybe we got Joe Mixon a good value here. I swear to you, not too long after, that's when I found out Zach Moss. Then just like that, Joe Mixon, trading him and all that. Look, Joe Mixon has done so much for the city. I am so glad for what he has done. It's just time to move on. I wanted to go to a committee of running backs for the longest time. We discussed it. I just don't believe in giving one running back almost 80% of the snaps. And I'm so happy Joe Mixon found a place for the Texans. I'm very excited for Zach Moss, and I'm excited. I personally want to see a committee of running backs last 2 years for the Bengals. So yeah,
go ahead. I was just going to say we can say the Bengals did right by Mixon too, right?
No, we did very right. We didn't, so we did very right by him. And
could Joe have asked for a better situation? He's going with a young quarterback who's under a rookie deal. They're all things considered, they're contenders. They needed a running back. He gets to keep his money. They're a good team.
Yes.
He's in a great situation.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm so happy to see that for him. But Santor, I asked you. I remember you and I kind of talked about this one time at BW3's one time. A lot of teams like to have that, the big power running back and the speed running back. But you made a good point. You kind of want 2 of the same running backs. That way you make teams keep guessing, because if you bring this one guy in, they're like, okay, we all have to have a goal line stance for this one guy, like a Jerome Bettis type of guy, or for a Giovanni Bernard, or whatever. Okay, everybody.
In my perfect world, you have 2 guys that are very similar in their attributes, Chase Brown and Zach Moss, right?
Yes.
Different, but very much the same. And then your 3rd guy is some kind of a thumper. And here's the reason why. If any one of those 3 go down, I could still run the same offense. Okay? If the thumper goes down, I've still got my main 2. If one of the 2, rotational guys go down, one, I trust that, and this is the thing, the league is evolving from 20 carries to about 12 to 13 carries a game. If, Zach and Chase Brown are each going to get 10 to 12 touches a game, and then the thumper is going to get, maybe 4 or 5, okay, so it's about 25 to 30 touches for your backs, which is about normal. If you throw the ball 35 times a game, you're right at that 65 play number. So that's about normal, right? So now you go back and you take Chase Brown out of the equation, and it's Moss and, let's say, an Estime. Well, now you do have that kind of change up, thunder and lightning 1-2 punch thing you can run with. And Estime definitely could take 15 to 20 carries a game. We know Moss can take 10 to 15. They could split 10 and 10. I don't have any concerns with that. It just makes for viable options to have 2 rotational guys and some kind of a short yardage power back, in my opinion. And the great thing that I love about this right now is Mixon has 2.7 dead cap, because you still are on the hook for the signing bonus that has already been paid out, right? So you've got 2.7, you've got the 4.65 that's going to Moss, and then you've got I think $700,000 that goes to Chase Brown. They're paying all three of those guys, including Mixon, less than they would have just been paying Joe Mixon to have a good rotation.
Yeah. My buddy John here, he is a Bengals fan, but first and foremost, he is a Titans fan. So also, you're saying fuck the Texans, who are making some good moves. I did not like some of the moves they've made. It's pissed me off. But King Henry to the Ravens, does that scare you guys at all? Speaking of former Titans.
Yes, it does. I think that's a. I think
Travis.
that's going to go under the.
Travis.
Travis.
I think that's going to go under the radar a little bit, just because when you think of how Baltimore runs, it was already kind of a pain in the ass enough to stop Lamar, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, whoever was back there, right? Now we're going to add Henry to the mix. We know from personal experience you have to load the box to stop Henry. Well, Baltimore's become good at throwing the ball now. So you load the box and Lamar decides to keep it, run around the edge. Did we sell out on Henry? What's going on with Mark Andrews? Who's covering the back end? What's going on with, Bateman and Flowers and Lamar still running around with the ball? You're not going to be able to commit to the box like you want to when you play the Titans, because the Titans just didn't have those threats in the passing game. They didn't have a quarterback that scared the shit out of you when you pulled the ball from the running back. Assuming Henry is healthy, that's going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, he looked good. So back to the Justin Jefferson fun that is just going completely out of proportion for no reason. Tyler Eifert, of all people, former Bengal, I think he has an endorsement with one of these betting sites. So he posted a picture with Super Bowl odds.
Yeah,
Bengals are now plus 1,300. Sources are telling me Jefferson to Cincy is in motion, and he does the ever famous eye emoji that we all love so much. Yeah, I'm still not buying it.
No.
At all. How the hell would Tyler Eifert know?
It's an agent. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. If they're not willing to pay T, they're not going to pay Justin Jefferson.
Right.
Hey, but maybe it'll happen because we're saying it's ridiculous.
And I will say, I have said this, though. And Greg, you know this. Dale, you know this. I say I don't believe in paying two players at the same position. I just don't. It's just a roster building philosophy. There are a couple exceptions, namely defensive ends, corners, right? Because they directly affect the pass game. Jefferson would be one that I would be like, I'm kind of tempted just because we've seen what that looks like before.
Yeah, he's a stud, too.
Yeah, I would be.
Super Bowl's in New Orleans. The NFL rigs this shit anyway. So
I would be very, very tempted to go against my roster building rules that one time and be like, fuck it. Let's try it and see what we can do.
Yeah, and I need to know how Travis just got done slinging mail. Travis, how do you feel about the one mailman taking your life? Travis is my funny guy. Should be doing videos with Gary Owen. Damn you, one mailman. I got nothing against one mailman. I'm just joking here.
He lives down the street from me.
Disclosure.
It's kind of funny.
Does he? Is he your mailman?
He is not my mailman,
Oh.
but I know where he's at. And it's funny because we have a friend that is not super fond of him. I'm not trying to out people right now, so I'll just leave it at that. And I was just tired of hearing our friend complain about him all day. And then I get to my brother's house.
I'm going to send Travis a link. Travis, you want it on Twitter or not? So you can tell him.
We get to my brother's house, who's a fan of him, and everyone at my brother's house is like, we found his house, we met him, he's so nice. I'm like, I am tired of hearing about this motherfucker, whether we think he's nice or we hate him. It's all I ever hear about is this stupid mailman with a grill on. Stop it. I'm happy there's good Bengal fans out there, but Jesus.
So I'm not too familiar. I mean, I've seen him, obviously. Is he still a mailman or is he a comedian now?
Probably yes.
Which one?
The answer is both.
Oh, both. Okay.
And he's making big TikTok money, I'd say. Good for him.
No, I'm happy. Good for him.
Back. just like these players. Get your bag, free agency. Get
Yeah.
your
But
Absolutely.
what people forget is, I'm sure that is his personality to a degree. I guarantee you, he's not like that all day, every day. I mean, he's got a family, he's got kids.
He is. He's fantastic.
Like, could you imagine him?
Like-
Because I know he's got kids. Imagine him showing up to a parent-teacher conference, Dale. We've both been in the teaching world, and he just pops in, does that little step back, look at the Jays. You know what I'm saying? OG Stank, and you're like,
That's how he drops
this-
your mail off into your mailbox.
get this man out of my classroom now. Like, it's a lot of it's a performance. Like, he was on the news the other day. He seems like a very genuine, nice guy, and I'm happy for
no
him.
doubt, man. I did like the Gary Owen and him. That motherfucker literally came out of a fucking bottom of a kitchen sink. That shit cracked me up. Like, goddamn small ass motherfucker coming out there.
Uh-oh. Bengal Dad's calling.
Uh-oh.
You're in trouble.
No, he just wants to know if we've signed a lineman yet.
Uh,
This is how free agency goes in the.
All right. Well, I
The
sent a link
Santori
to Travis
household.
on Twitter to
All right.
via DM. So if he pops in, I'm curious to see how he feels about.
well, can we discuss one thing when Travis comes on? Jonah Williams, all you hear are cricket sounds with him. What's going on with him?
The tackle market has cricket sounds in general.
Sheesh.
And I think,
Illuminor, thoughts on that one? Are we disappointed that they didn't at least make a phone call from the sounds of
Yeah,
it?
I kind of wish they would have.
I mean, there's obviously something they don't like about him. And if you're not sold, don't call him.
Yep.
It's I am not
You know
going
what they don't
to
like about him? They didn't want to have to make a phone
British.
call to David Mulligetta.
Yeah, that's
British. So also, can I talk about David Mulligetta for a second? I don't.
Go.
I know everybody's like, screw this guy, he's an agent, whatever. I don't like sports agents in general.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people are kind of like, they'll be like, are we interested in this guy? And they're like, David Mulligetta is his agent. Okay. David Mulligetta,
Travis in
I'm-
the background, so
pretty sure has 20 to 25% of the players in the NFL under his clientele. So if you're worried about not going after a guy because David Mulligetta's got him, you need to get off that shit quick, because he has like most of the clients in the entire NFL. And he's got currently like 5 or 6 that are Bengals right now. So
yeah.
deal
He's
with it.
going to continue to add players too coming out.
He is the new Scott Boras of agents.
Yes.
Just
All right.
understand that. He's
Yeah.
the guy.
You have to deal with him. You know.
I'm going to bring in former co-host of this show, a man from the Boogered Up podcast. Just killing it, comedy club stuff, just crushing it with what he's doing in life. My dude, Travis Brown, everybody.
What's up,
Shake it,
Travis?
shake it, shake
What
it.
up, Stein?
He stole your life.
Oh, no, he didn't steal my life. Listen, I've
kidding,
been
I'm
reaching out
kidding.
to him a little bit. I've been trying to get some contact. Got a couple people that can get in contact, but when you're blowing up like he is, it's really hard to get people to contact you and such. But I mean, we've got 2 mailmen in the Boogered Up podcast already as it is, and it'd be really
It's
cool
perfect.
to see Bengals
Crossover.
fan, mailman. I mean, everything would click. So one day, hopefully, but I mean, dude's busy. To answer that question you asked earlier, he's not a comedian. He's just doing that shit, bullshitting. That dude is still slanging mail like a motherfucker. But I want to know. I really want to know how they're working it out in his office, because I know damn well they are not happy he's taking all this time off. I know that schedule.
Also, like posting when you're on route and stuff. I'm sure that's like, they're okay with it.
Dude,
They-
well, so I'd
They
imagine.
relax.
So when I was in fishing, because I was doing a little bit of I was decently in fishing and was putting a lot of pictures up of me like off work in my uniform and such. At beginning when he started posting stuff, it was him just straight up with his hat, whatever. He put the hat like this still, because that's how he wears his hat, but he would still have his polo and everything. He put a piece of mail in his pocket to cover the logo, and he still keeps the hat the same way, so there's no postal stuff in the video. You could see it's a postal polo still, but without the logo, it takes away all of that. So that was the only problem that I imagine he had on that. But I mean, the concept of people complaining about that's where their tax money goes to and stuff is also great.
Is there people actually complaining?
Oh yeah, dude. I had people like that on my fishing stuff, so I'd imagine it would be like that for him with that, and then pretending to deliver mail and all of that. But posting and all that, I post the boogered up stuff all day on there. So, I mean, they can complain all they want. They're still going to pay the 8 hours or whatever it is.
Well, you all know I'm a big fan of when you're on your own time, especially. You should be able to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but the best part is when you're not on your own time and you're getting paid to do the other shit too. That's what he's doing. I know that. But no, he's pretty sick. And
hey, as long as he's getting that mail in the boxes, baby.
Right. Side note of this one and going into football, has anybody else been just sweating bullets the last 2 days? Because I have been working my ass off at work, just sitting here like this, mail. Like,
I mean, my thumb's pretty sore. Like I'm about to.
Got a cramp.
I'm like switching left and right, just tossing the phone back.
I'll put it this way: when Sunday comes, my screen time is.
I think I've lost weight.
100%.
No, I haven't lost weight. I've been so bloated today; it's not even funny because I'm eating my feelings currently.
I just don't know why I can't lose weight though.
Yeah, I'm on a mountain. I'm just sitting there delivering mail and just eating burgers. Just like my stomach's big now, dude. I'm skinny fat. If you look at me from the front, it doesn't look like I'm gaining weight, but I look like a side. You look at me from the side, I'm 6 months right now.
All right, I gotta know. Okay, way off topic from everything we've talked about.
Yeah, man, what's up?
Is that immaculate woodwork your living room?
Yeah,
that is gorgeous.
This is the
It
front
really
room
is.
of my house, actually. Yeah, thank you. This is like the what is it called? The foyer.
Foyer, yes.
Yeah, that's
Man, y'all got way more money than me on a teacher salary, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, a sick fireplace right here too.
Oh, there you go.
It's a real one too.
Yeah, this one doesn't work. There's one over there that works. There's 3 fireplaces in the house. One's operative and the other 2 aren't.
You got some pussy behind you?
I got a cat. This is rubbing up on me.
Uh-oh, Greg. Greg's terrified.
That's my one-eyed one right there. That's Georgie. That's my dog.
Travis, just so you know, I'm not too good with cats. Santori's dad has a cat that scares.
You don't like cats? You don't like cats?
No, yeah. No, it's fine. It's my.
Your cat's missing an eye, by the way.
Yeah, it saved his life, dude.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those things where it's like you either take the eye or the life, and so they were like, we'll keep him alive. Thank God.
Sounds like a fair trade-off. You can have my eye. I'll keep going.
Yeah. But no, I mentioned it in the chat. How do you guys feel about Queen?
Yeah,
that Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tweaking out about this?
Here's the thing. 2 years ago, everybody thought he was overrated, and now this year he kind of balled out. Now he's going to Pittsburgh, which is
young. He's still young and ascending, though.
He's young and ascending. He's going to a city that knows how to utilize linebackers. So in terms of him going to Pittsburgh, it's kind of like, that might be a pretty vicious fit. But then you go back the other way, and it's like, all right, well, that's another one that Baltimore lost, and they were the bigger threat. So I'm like,
I think. Am I the only one that's realized that Baltimore's lost a lot on defense too?
They've lost a lot.
Yeah,
they can't afford anybody.
They kept Matabuke, which was big, but I mean, they lost other pieces because of that.
Travis, what was your take on the whole Joe Mixon thing? We signed Zach Moss, then like a minute or 2 later, cut Joe Mixon. I mean,
I jumped in on Strawberry's show last night, but I was in the middle. I was a little high, a little drunk.
A little boogered up.
Like, he's like, yo, we're getting Corey Dillon in. You want to join in? And I was like, I'm shirtless and I'm about to do some stuff I can't say, so absolutely fucking not, dude. But I could tweet in here and say, I genuinely, I've not been a fan of Joe Mixon for the last couple of years. I think that he's got some really spring out games, but then I'm really sick and tired of a faster running back and not a more bulkier running back getting caught up in the back a lot. And I love the dude to death. I love his personality. I love the character that he brought. But I thought that we could have went better. And like when you saw P. Ryan come in and play the way he was, running like a freight train, the kind of running back that we need necessarily. having him come in and do what he was doing was great. And then having Chase come in and doing what he did last year was great. And you saw the big differences between who could do what. What up, y'all? Howdy. Seeing what they can do and then see what Mixon can do, where Mixon has really big shine games, but then there's a lot of games he just gets caught. And that's in my opinion, is one of the big spots where we're a big throwing team. And if we had that run, we're great. And games, he just doesn't have it. So I want the best for him. And I think that where he's going is the best. I think it's going to do
for sure.
For him. And for Zach Moss, I'm stoked about it. I don't think he's like, I wanted like a Henry. I wanted a dude that's just going to take 10 people with him on 5 yards.
Right.
But Zach Moss came out. I thought Zach Moss was an absolute joke last year until he came in and did what he did when Taylor was out. And I'm like, oh, this guy's playing to play. He's playing big time. So between Moss and Chase, I think that our backfield is secretly really good and can do a lot of good numbers as long as we get Justin Jefferson as wide receiver as well. Because then, everybody's afraid of the pass, of course.
Don't fuel that damn fire, Travis.
Dude, I got inside news, man. It's coming in like 2 hours.
I said I'm going to create one of those joke accounts that everyone creates, and then people just follow them. And I'm just going to say like some random shit and see what sticks.
Dude,
see how big I can get it.
I mean, like, I was thinking about it before I even joined on here. I was like, there's no shot, but what if there is a shot? And I was like, unrealistic. What needs to happen? How do you do it? And we just trade T and a couple picks. We're going to have conversations with Jamar and even maybe Joe's contract and a couple other people and say, look, we got to do the unthinkable and take money from people, add it into a contract. Nobody gets paid the money that you probably should in today's salaries where everybody's getting more and more money every year. But we're doing this like the Rams did versus us in the Super Bowl where we have a stock team as big as you can for 1 year. Let's get it done. And then we come in with the Super Bowl. But, I mean, you're trying to do unthinkable things. But I think it'd be fun as hell.
I'm just concerned about the trenches. It's been my biggest, thing. I'm like, man, we need help there because not only DJ Reader, we were like 31st against the run or something ridiculous last season. And we might lose Reader. To keep Reader, but then also I'm like, Tupo's a free agent. That's his backup. We need that. And we've needed a guy since Larry O left to pair with BJ Hill as a pass rusher at D tackle.
I was praying for Queen. I've been the biggest fan of Queen. I genuinely, I used to be a fan of the Ravens way back in the day with Lewis and Reed and everything. They were my favorite Madden team. And every time I seen Queen on the field, every Ravens fan I talked about, they barely knew anything about Queen. I'm like, number 6 is coming, and he's going to be a freight train. And so him on Steelers is the scariest thing in the world to me.
What do you guys think about this one? Because I was kind of thinking that last night, too. It's like we didn't even see what Aaron Jones' market was going to be probably by the time we signed Zach Moss. And Aaron Jones was still damn good last year for the Packers, and they signed Josh Jacobs. Like, you don't think so?
No.
We'll kick that one around the horn.
Would he be willing to take the same role? Because at the end of the day, the Bengals are wanting to do a running back by committee. And how much more would Jones have cost to not have a starting role? It's just, I don't know.
About $2.5 million more. He signed a 1 year, $7 million with the Vikings.
If that's the case, I'd have just kept Joe.
Yeah, fair.
Also, with that, I think Joe's better. I think Joe's better than Aaron. I think Aaron just had a spring gear. I don't think Aaron Jones is that good.
Yeah, like I said, Moss. I mean, 2 years, $8 million. I mean, there's no way Jones would have signed for that. Like Santori said, he wanted to be a starter and all that. So, no, I mean, it would have been cool, sure, but I just don't see. I couldn't see it.
Did the Gesicki at tight end move the needle for you at all, Travis? Because for me, I was like, nah, it's a guy. Maybe he gets back to Dolphins form a little bit that he had for a season or two, but
I was stoked for it to see the white guy Gritty. I really want to see a speedster Gritty out there, and I hope that Jamar doesn't change that up one bit. I hope they both go side to side and they Gritty their own fashion ways, and they go and have the best fun possible in the end zone. I'm here for the white guy Gritty because that shit's funny. I love it.
Yeah. So now I got another Gesicki slurper. That's what I'm going to call you. Greg, and Joe.
No. Like Travis. Like the last year I remember watching something like Gesicki signed for 1 year, $4 million. I'm like, you mean to tell me Bengals couldn't have offered him that? And like, you look at last year in the Patriots. I mean, look at his quarterback situation. Enough said right there. I mean, Gesicki, I'm excited as hell. I think he's going to fill Tyler Boyd's role more because he plays in the slot. You can move him around. I've wanted to get this type of tight end for quite some time, so I'm very excited for Gesicki.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm happy about it. I don't want him as our tight end though. I want Hayden Hurst back more than anything.
Well, that's because you're his son.
Yeah. I mean, like,
or his brother. Either way.
Yeah. Actually, this mullet's gonna be gone in like a month, but
that's gonna be a sad time.
Dude, I've had it for 3 years.
Yeah, I mean it has lived a long life.
I since the pod started, I started cutting with the mullet, and now I can't go without the hat because I just look like this. Like,
and it's got to be hot when, especially summer coming up.
Dude, it's like I'm wearing a turtleneck every day. It's the worst. So I'm cutting that off. But Hayden Hurst, I mean, I liked. Oh my God, I'm having a mind blank. What's the dude's name before that? What? Yes, yeah. I liked him a lot. I liked his leadership, but I liked the way that Hayden Hurst wanted to punch people in the mouth half the time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
And when Hayden Hurst was like maybe getting held back a little bit, then you saw him catch one down the middle, and he had that like same energy that Travis Kelce has with the Chiefs, where as soon as he's getting locked down, but then has that one play, it's like he's been there the whole game. Hayden Hurst gets that one play, and everybody feels Hayden Hurst's presence the rest of the time. Big ass ginger dude just screaming. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
His face would turn so red. It was
beautiful. Dude, I'm locked in 100%. It brought everything to it, and I think that him being a part of that again would help a lot.
I don't think he'll do it now with Gesicki here. He still thinks that he could be the guy, and I feel like he's not coming in after another guy. I think he definitely wanted to come back from what I've heard, but I think now maybe that ship has sailed and. You might have to look for the draft for the long-term answer. But our buddy Brandon here, I don't know that he's posted in here before, but shout out Brandon. Appreciate new people. I know you posted something that popped up earlier. But what offensive lineman should we sign, man? That's rough at this point because now you're down to like Trent Brown, who's got questions. He doesn't even show up to practice half the time.
Any of them.
Mekhi Becton, who's injured all the time. But you still need to sign somebody. So I'll kick that one around the horn too. And Santori, we can start with you, and then Travis, and then Greg.
Oh my God, I don't even remember who's available right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's not a lot.
It was a thin market to start. I think people have this pipe dream that Smith or Brown are going to come in here and play right tackle and be happy about it.
Is it Jonah Williams? Don't want to forget him.
The longer it goes, the more likely that happens. I think the other option is it ends up being a guy like Mekhi Becton, who is your swing tackle because Frank knows him. And that.
What about this guy? Who is this guy? Because I'll tell you, I don't know who Yosh Neiman is.
You don't want this guy. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
End of conversation.
So that's who we're getting then.
That'll be the guy. And then you'll be like, well, Santori was on here and just shut that down immediately, and here we are. My guess is it's going to be a guy like Becton who's able to play tackle in a pinch or be your third tackle, a swing tackle, and they'll end up drafting somebody, and they'll try and piecemeal that together while the rookie grows. And it'll be a 1 or 2 year deal for Becton, and they hope that they can get something out of him more than just cinnamon rolls, because he is a very, very thick boy, and he needs to watch his weight, and that is coming from me. So that's a problem.
Travis, any thoughts on who we might sign at tackle? Is there anybody even still out there you like?
I don't know any of the big dudes. I'll be honest with you. After I got done with this podcast, I was like, I gotta take a break from learning all these damn names and shit.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my buddy in the draft. He's like, who you want for the draft? I was like, I know Brock. I know like Brock's a unit, but I don't know if we're gonna get him. Other than that, I'm just gonna do research once we catch people.
Hey, you could buy a draft guide though.
Do what?
I know some guys. Me and Santori did a draft guide. It's how many pages, Santori? 269 pages.
Yep.
Yeah. We did.
What, you got to read stuff?
Yeah, you have to read it.
It's called a book. They're difficult.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if you realize you're a teacher. I'm not. I'm not I don't know how to read.
Yeah, I need to make an audio book.
Yeah, give me pictures. Just let me look at the pictures.
We'll put it
Greg?
in hieroglyphics for him next year.
Greg, is there anybody that you like?
You know what? Like, Becton, I was a huge fan of him when he came out of Louisville. I mean, obviously Frank Pollock connection is there, but is there really anybody that I've asked a couple of experts this question. There's really nobody there you could sign like, hey, we don't have to draft a guy at 18 or, worry about this or anything. I mean, I do like Trent Brown, but not showing up to practice is a little concerning for me. But if I had to pick, probably Becton.
So Bengalorian said he means Thomas Jefferson to Tyler Eifert, and Tyler Eifert said Justin.
That's the tweet I was just on where I saw the reply of him going, rawr.
He's holding strong on this,
I'm about to get some grills, man. I'm about to full-blown. I'm about to do a full-blown rip-off of that one mailman.
I'm going to post a link to Tyler. Well, no, I don't want to do that.
To Tyler Eifert.
Yeah.
Come on here. Let's go.
I'm just going to get like 800 rando people that pops in the background.
You got to talk to your best friend, Gary. Get one mailman on, dude.
I mean, I have never reached out to even see if he'd want to come on. Maybe sometime.
Talk that knowledge, of course. Man, it's full of knowledge. You got to know that. Right.
Will he come out of a cabinet?
How many? You want to do?
Will he come out of a cabinet?
You want to know how many? Do a drinking game. Every single time he goes, right. You got to take a shot.
I
don't want to be dead 10 minutes in.
Well, yeah, no, you don't until that show where you have that drinking game, and then you're on the floor 20 minutes later.
Tori could do milk shots.
I don't drink. I'd be in trouble. I'd be in serious trouble.
Yeah, that guy's crazy, bro. I don't know. I think that this whole atmosphere. Did you talk about how many running backs have changed places?
Yeah, and a bunch of them like similar divisions or this and that. It's been interesting,
Yeah, I think that the face of the NFL has definitely shifted, and I'm terrified of the AFC North. I think the AFC North basically holds the reins of toughest in the NFL. Except for the Ravens. I don't know what that – like the Ravens picked up Henry, which is great, and they're an explosive offense. And I want to see them do something different than Rashad Bateman as their second wide receiver. But I don't know what else they would do besides like a draft. And even then, they're up high. But I think that genuinely both sides of the ball on the AFC North on both sides is terrifying, except for Baltimore. I think the defense really just got crushed, which was one of their big points, secret big points. So I don't know who else you would consider who would you consider after the last 2 days with the changes that have happened as a secret juggernaut now?
Man, I don't know. I've kind of liked what the Texans are doing.
I was going to say Houston's not far off.
They lost a lot of pieces too. I mean, they had a bunch of free agents because they signed a bunch of one-year deals and shit last year. So
I want to go out and say the same thing I say every single year. The team that decides to overspend and load up in free agency typically sucks. Look at you, Carolina.
Yeah. Well, they signed these crazy deals like the Ashawn Robinson one earlier, where it's like 3 years, almost $23 million, and
they're mad at their money, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're doing.
Well, say, Troy, who you described when Snyder was with Washington? Who was that one DT they signed, and he didn't even play it down for? He couldn't even pass what was his name? The guy from Tennessee. Albert Hainsworth. Remember him? They overpaid the crud out of him, and he never played a single down for them.
He was a lard. Yeah. He's not the greatest pick in the world.
No.
Well, Travis, give us your thoughts for the season. I mean, I know we got a long way, free agency, this, that, and the other, but, I mean, it's destiny year, right, with New Orleans. Plug all your stuff, man. I'll let you out of here. I'm going to have to check on my dog after that, and then I don't see if any news breaks.
It was Jordan Elliott. You guys know that gentleman? Defensive tackle was what the Browns is now.
Yeah. DTs are going.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up.
Where did he go?
Well,
Niners.
yeah.
Armstead. Give me Armstead though.
Oh.
I think doesn't he have to be like officially cut yet?
Yeah, exactly. they're probably still holding on hope they're going to work something out with him.
But yeah, let me give him a plug and I'll get out of here. Thank you guys for having me in. First off,
Oh,
it's
for
been a
sure,
pleasure
brother.
being
Thank
back
you,
with the
Chris.
Bengals and Brews. You guys are absolutely killing it. And when I saw you guys doing day 2, I was like, I got to talk about this with somebody. So I just had to put it in a couple times. Follow me and what I'm doing on Boogered Up Podcast on all platforms. We're posting episodes, multi-episodes every week. We have some really cool stuff coming up, and we actually just got nominated for best comedy, or actually just best podcast in Cleveland a week ago, and awards are up at the end of this month. So we're going to go there and see if we won best podcast. So
That's awesome.
stoked about that. Just a lot of cool stuff coming up. So catch you guys soon. Thank you guys.
You got any more of those live shows coming up? Because, I mean, that was badass, man. I was like, damn.
Live, like the comedy shows?
Yeah, the comedy thing that you were doing.
We took a break. We're doing one next month, I think. We're going to do it on 420. And
I wonder why. Random date.
I think we're going to have like 6 comedians in on that one. And I actually just had a business conversation with a gentleman that's in Indiana that's booking, and they want to pull somebody from New York to come up in December. So we got a bunch of stuff coming up every month.
I love it.
Trying every single month of the Moonshine Comedy Club is actually the Moonshine Nightclub in downtown Fremont, Ohio. We're putting shows on because basically you got shows in Cleveland, shows in Toledo, shows down in Columbus and everything, but nothing in the middle. We're the middle ground, so everybody around the small areas and such. You know, we just had AJ Wilkerson on the show not too long ago. He performed there last month. Absolutely crushed. We had a sold-out show. So, yeah, just keep your eyes up. Follow us on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Tinder, everything. You know, we're
Swipe right.
Yes, 100% swipe right.
Yeah, brother.
Yep. Talk to you guys. Peace.
Take care, buddy.
Boys, I'm on a freaking lake, and I'll leave you with this one because Greg, we need to get to the question too and let everybody give their guesses. And you got some writing to do when you do, because Greg actually won. By the way,
I did actually win.
Move. It was Mike Gesicki.
Well, no, it was Zach Moss. We went to the next one because nobody picked him.
Right.
So,
no one had Zach Moss and then Gesicki, but it's got to be an outside free agent. Can't be a re-signing, so no DJ Reader.
Wait, who didn't have Zach Moss? What?
No one yesterday. Greg wrote a bunch of them down. We had people guess.
I got to go get a pen.
He was one of mine. I just wasn't part of this.
Derek was going to buy somebody something from the chop shop.
Oh, I've been saying Zach Moss's name for a week and a half.
I was hoping I was right because I was going to make Derek buy me the Bengals and Brews backpack that's on the chop shop. And if you want to check out the chop shop, well, Greg is coming back before I go pee. I might just pee my pants at this point if you don't hurry up. But Chop Shop 513.myshopify.com. Our buddy Pork Chop, who's probably asleep because he's a night shift guy, and we did not have this show planned, but we decided to do one because hey, it's free agency chaos, and well, we just haven't had a whole lot of chaos. That yawn sums up about the action.
So, Tori, so you have to guess the play. Not can it be internal or external? Does it have to be external?
Has to be external. Can't be DJ Reader. It can't be who else? Hudson. It can't be any of those people
Williams.
that might resign from their own team.
So, but Tori, just in case someone picks the same player, you have to not only guess the player, how long they'll sign for, like the years and the millions.
Okay.
Just in case there's multiple people guessing the same player, we're putting what their contract looks like.
Let me go to Spotrac and see.
Next move, everybody in the chat, drop it in. If you win, well, if we don't have you on Twitter, you should us on Twitter at Bengals Brews. You DM us if you're the one.
Let's see who's currently available.
Oh, here we go.
And I'll be right back because I heard a dog barking.
That was my dog, actually.
Come on, what's with all of you in the chat? You don't want to win a free T-shirt or whatever?
Am I picking anybody? Like, how many picks do I get? How do I do?
No, you get one pick, and like I said, it has to be external. It can be one guess, so it's down to one. Okay. So anybody in the chat, you guess a player, guess any external player in free agency, pick one player, and guess how many years and money. Chain Guy, Foxy, Rankins 2 years. Hey, I like that, Foxy. How much money, Foxy? And of course, my pen is disappearing on me. Gosh. Chris Crowley. Chris Crowley, Trent Brown, 3 years.
All right.
Let's see here. Chain guy. Okay, 2 years, 16. Yeah. All right, so far I got Foxy and Chris. Dave, Kendall Fuller. Okay.
What is our thoughts on Kendall Fuller as I see that?
I mean, I know from a
Give-
career, yeah. I would take him. And Santori, I was really high on him.
Give me a 1 year Tyron Smith.
Okay.
With an option for the second year.
Oh, wow.
And an average annual value for that first year of.
Well, there's an offensive tackle we didn't talk about a little bit ago. Also.
Give me 9.5 a year for 2 years. That second year being an option. So 2 years, 19 for Tyron Smith.
So
who's playing right tackle?
Tyron Smith.
So Santori, I got you down. Tyron Smith, 19 million, 2 years. Tyler Bowles, you got Charlie Heck. I don't know who that is.
2 years, 80. Okay, that's a strong one.
Shit.
So have you? I don't know what all you've missed, Greg. So
no. Pork Chop says he's pooping. Andrew Woods.
Let me go say hi to my.
Well,
wife.
Andrew was asking
back.
about Charlie Heck, so that's not an official prediction unless he wants to stick with that. When we were talking O tackles, when he posted that.
No, I was just writing down the guys.
I know, but he I don't think that's his guess. He may have a different one. Foxy said Rankins for 2-year deal.
Yeah, I saw that.
16 million. Trent Brown from Chris Crowley, 3 years, 20 million. You got that one?
Yep. Dave Gabbard, Fuller, 3 year, 14 million. Oh, wait.
Tyler Bowles went with the Charlie Heck. I mean, hey. Andrew Woods, Tart, 2 years, 20 million.
Yep, I got that written down. Robert, Robert, I can't pronounce your last name, bro.
Tart, 3 years. We're getting a lot of Tart, man. 2 years, 20 million. 3 years, 20 million. You all know something, I guess, and we don't.
I hope we're right. I hope they're right.
So no one's went with Becton. I know people wouldn't like it, but
Matt Walker, Becton, right. 2 years, 8 million. Hey, Matt, man,
I want to go with something nobody's went with. So Becton, 2 years, 8 million.
Good morning, Baltimore.
Good morning, Baltimore. Are you switching allegiances to Baltimore?
No, it's just hairspray.
Greg Graves, Trent Brown, 17 million, 2 years. Santori, you got competition. Man, these Gregs are not. You don't like these Gregs, do you? That's Danny Graves' brother.
Is it?
No, I have
Your
no
brother
idea.
sucks.
Whoa.
He told me it was his brother. I speak the truth.
I was kidding. I didn't.
It won't stop till I get him in a birthday suit.
And again, Graves.
I mean, if we think of positions, right, we need D tackle, O tackle. What would you say? Right. Corner, potentially, we still need. I mean, let's just say the Bengals feel they're comfortable at running back now. Do you think? I mean, the Bengals, if anything, it'll probably be Hudson back, right, at tight end.
Right.
I think they're comfortable for now at tight end after
right.
Safety, I think they're good at.
Yeah.
Akeem Davis-Gaither, we haven't talked about that. Low key, that was a move the Bengals made.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, good depth and
that's a good move.
Me and Santori, we were both very high on him, and I just wish they used him more at times. But come on, ain't nobody else here yesterday. I had to go through 2 pages here almost.
Yeah, Pork Chop wants to know where's the bowl of spaghetti and meatballs.
So that's ridiculous.
Promises were made.
I know.
Sante Samuel for the Niners switching to number 1 jersey.
Oh, no one gives a shit.
All right, I
Wasn't
got
saying
another
that
one. I got
about
another
you,
one.
Greg, but-
No,
I
you
think-
couldn't have two.
I'm gonna look up his PFF grade before I
Yeah,
tell
you
you.
can't
though.
have two. That's the rules.
I can have two. I don't care. I make my own.
All right,
rules.
we'll put down as Ashley.
Okay, this is Ashley's.
Okay.
Give me 1 year, $4 million for Rock Ya-Sin.
Oh, 1 year.
Yeah, if it's not going to be Fuller at corner, you got to start thinking about the other guys left at corner if they're in that market. As been reported a little bit. Is there any legit reporting on that?
No.
Fair.
Okay, so Ashley
Malik was kind of on it.
I can't say her. Oh, he Henry. Okay, something.
Piedra.
Thank you.
I like when Greg just with names, he's just like,
He's gonna give it a good, honest go, and he's like, you know what? Never mind.
yeah. Is that $7 million per Henry?
3 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because
would
my
assume
guess
so.
is it's probably
So it'd be 3
3
years, 21 and 1.
Yeah, that'd be my guess for him, but he can respond. And then Jerome's just saying in general, which I mean,
If that's the worst thing that happens, and then you still draft somebody, I'm not mad.
Right. Hey, Jerome, we're doing external free agents. So just so you know, bro.
Don't you feel a lot more comfortable about a Mims or a Guyton at 18 if you have Jonah back for a year?
Yep. Give
And
me
then maybe Jonah goes where he ultimately probably should play.
guard.
Yeah. If the right tackle you drafted is exceeding expectations in camp, you say, Jonah, we want to kick in at guard. And then if you become a Pro Bowler at guard on a 1-year deal, guess what's going to happen, bud?
Why be a
These guards
star?
are getting paid.
Hey, for those of you that want Justin Jefferson, he just turned down 30 plus million per year from the Vikings.
Says who?
Says Adam Schefter.
Ooh.
Yes.
Turned down 30 per?
That's what it says.
So Adam Schefter is running all these Bengals fans' dreams by saying, hey, if you really want him. Or he's saying, I'm not playing here, and he's coming to the Bengals. I don't know why I'm feeding into this bullshit right now, but that's where we're at because we've got
bourbon's all over it already, man.
Bourbon's a very calm person, just so you all know.
Yeah, for sure. He said because he wants to play with Burrow.
He never gets animated about anything.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's got to be more targets, man.
Hey, come on, Jerome. Come on. It has to be external, Jerome. I'm telling you again, buddy.
Yeah, you're giving Jerome a chance to get one in there. Kelly, did Kelly give a guess yet? Jay Cook, who do you guys think?
Armstead should be cut tomorrow. Who they Joe read? Kane. Joe Sanchez, 1 year, $6.9 million. Joe Dirty Sanchez.
Write it down, Greg. Write it down.
All right, Kane.
What if Joe Dirty Sanchez gets a 1 year, $6.9 million contract? And you didn't write it down because you thought he was joking, and it really happens.
Okay.
I want to go with Armstead then, like Joe said. Yeah, Kelly, it's who are we picking? Because no one got the first guy right. And then the only cocksucker that got the second one that we picked up was Gesicki. And that was Greg.
Hey, I can't help it.
I'm going to go with Armstead.
All right, Dale.
We're just going to give him the bank, and we're going all in. I mean, this is just the fantasy world. If we're getting Justin Jefferson, I want Eric Armstead.
Hey, Dale, how do you spell your last name? Is it A-L-T-E? Is the E silent?
No, there's no fucking E in my last
I
name.
thought there was an E.
So Armstead, he's got to get what? 3 years?
What? Jeremy Chin signed with the Commanders.
Who?
Jeremy Chin signed with the Commanders.
Well, no one had him, so everybody.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got it mixed up with Rocky Sin. Never mind.
God damn it. I'm already wrong. Oh, that was Ashley. That's why yeah, see? Rockison was Ashley.
All right, so wait, Dale, who are you saying? How much?
Eric Armstead, 2 years, $42 million. The Bengals are going crazy, baby.
For who? Oh, Armstead?
Yeah.
And
Why
they're
not?
trading T. Because that's
Yeah,
exactly
Miguel, I haven't
the
seen you in the
21
chat, Miguel. I'm surprised you're not winning in on this, bro.
I mean, he's in the Philippines, Greg.
I like the Justin Jefferson 1 year 35. See what happens.
Oh, Jerome said Rocky Sin. Oh, you got competition, Santori. How much, Jerome? Because Santori also, well, his wife technically picked him, but
No, his wife is not around.
It's Ashley.
how much, Jerome, for Rocky Sin?
I mean, I can't believe no one said like Raekwon Davis. Like that's a move I just expect to happen.
Yeah. Are there any of these guys that the Bengals were high on like 8 years ago that are now available?
Oh man, I just saw breaking news on Twitter 13 minutes ago. Santori Maya said the Bengals are not trying for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I know. And YB Assad was like, well, it's over, guys. The GM's spoken. Shut me down.
You just killed all the dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Eifert, still, he responded Drew Garrison something, said I do.
Gone.
Oh,
I know he's joining the troll, but I'm choosing to believe former Bengal Tyler Eifert has sources, and Tyler Eifert said, I do. Tyler Eifert is either hardcore trolling or he somehow believes Justin Jefferson is coming to the Bengals. I'm going to go with trolling. But I'd love to be. I'd love for Greg to just get butt-ass naked because we get Justin Jefferson.
Guys, I'm getting carpal tunnel here from riding.
Greg, you're at like 4 names down.
Yeah, I know.
Switch. Are you sure you're not left-handed?
I am left-handed.
Are you sure you're not right-handed?
Why would I not be right-handed?
I don't know.
What are you saying, Santori? Are you like back in the old days? You're going to cut my hand off so I have to write right-handed?
Santori,
No.
is there any way you could pull up a list and put it on the show
God.
for like D tackles left? And
Hey, Santori, at least you don't have to
or
write or
any
anything.
list in general. Is there anybody that like PFF or any place that's keeping up on the people
Just
that are
why is it
I'm making
always
you
my
work.
job?
Because I can't fucking get nothing out of Greg except taking his shirt off.
Well, I mean, put the list up there. I'm quick as a cat, Dale. I already had it up.
Who day, Joe? Target 2 years,
Can't
9
read
million?
that.
Wait, Joe, is that 2 years, 9 million a year?
I need ice cream.
Chris Crowley said the same Tyler Eifert that said we were drafting Mayer, ? Greg got fooled by that once.
I think my favorite Tyler Eifert moment was when they filmed like a really generic version of MTV Cribs, and he was just shooting a crossbow out of his kitchen into his backyard.
It's Tired Arrow. Is literally what it says.
What's up, fellas?
Not much.
I'm taking your spot.
Hey, that's all right. I can't even freaking wake up on time to do a show, so.
Hey, but hey, guess what, Derek? I won. Well, nobody picked Moss, but I was the only one to pick Gasecki, but then I forfeit and because somebody else gets to win.
If you want Greggy, I will buy you something free.
No, you're not buying. Yeah,
I told Greg, I said, Derek already owes us dinner.
Yeah, I was going to say, Derek. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna,
right?
Chop wants to know who did Greg's chair pick. And he also wants to know if Derek is drunk.
No, this is Tired Arrow, not Drunk Arrow. Drunk Arrow is more fun. Tired Arrow is the same way, just grumpier.
Yeah, grumpy little bitch.
Yeah.
What do you think about Gasecki? Did that really make you wake up early for?
I'm more excited about the trading Joe Mixon instead of just straight up releasing him. I mean, even if it's for a 6th round pick.
It's a conditional 7th.
Is that what it is? A conditional? Is it a conditional?
Probably next
6?
year. Conditional 7th.
I mean, is it so it moves to a 6th or we get a 7th?
I'm pretty sure it's just a 7th round pick somewhere along the line.
Okay.
Jordan Schultz had sent something in. Source to Bleacher Report: the Texans traded a 7th round pick to the Bengals for Joe Mixon. So it's either a straight up 7th or there's reports it's a conditional 7th, which would mean next year. But either way.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, hey,
Andrew Woods has got a guy. Tim Settle. That could be a guy.
I wouldn't mind it. I'd still say DJ Reader, but
Centauri, can you enlarge that? Can you also
With a
enlarge
little-
my penis?
I was going to say, with a little help,
Yeah.
anything's possible.
blow on it, see if you get a rise.
Yeah, man. Rub my nipples a little bit, and let's see what happens.
I need ice cream.
Oh man.
So Travis popped in while you were asleep.
I saw that.
Oh, so you were watching the whole time.
Oh,
You just
so-
couldn't
I was-
motivate yourself.
I
to
wasn't
get
watching the
up.
whole time. I was debating on hopping on or not while I was laying in bed naked.
We also learned how many quarterbacks were taken in the 1936 NFL draft.
Oh, geez.
That's very informative news.
The answer is 2. The first draft ever, they were like, we don't need that position.
Hey, Chop. Prove it. All right, Santori. So is it Fletcher Cox retired, right? So
Yeah, he's just on there as a technicality. He's retired.
got you. So you see the name at the top, and I don't know that this is any certain order. It never usually is. But
It's just on there. There's no order to it.
DJ Reader. Well, we should bring him back, but he's an internal free agent. We all know.
Yep.
Would you do it?
At 15 per, how many years? We saying he wants 3, we want 2. 2 years, $30 million. Is that our splash signing? I don't love it, not knowing how injured he is for $15 million a year. That's my personal opinion, but we're kind of fucked without DJ Reader because we already kicked
Rankins.
something around.
Would you
Yes,
do it?
100%.
I will say, though, Spotrack's been a little light this
Yeah, I
round.
know.
And he's 29 also,
Yeah.
so like Reader, you're still expecting to get a year. or two out of
Again,
him.
that would be. I mean, we've just been loading up on 1-year deals for whatever reason.
What's settled? I see he has a market value, and someone mentioned him.
Timmy.
And he is 26, so getting ready to turn 27. So you're talking 3 or 4 million.
I don't
Maybe-
think he's all that in a bag of chips anymore.
He's not
He was really good for a year or two, and then he's kind of
in Washington, right?
yeah. Or I think Seattle, actually.
Looking at his PFF right now.
You are, Greg.
Yes, Tim Settle.
You're looking at his PFF.
Yeah.
Starting.
Damn, run defense 47.2, pass rush 64.1, overall 58. Yikes.
Hey, 60's average though.
Yeah.
Look at Tupos. Just saying, if we're talking a backup, even if Reader comes back and we're talking a backup,
Yeah, I mean, look at it compared to what we currently have.
yeah.
What's
what is Tupo?
Tupo? What's Tufale? What's Zach Carter? I need ice cream. I'll be right back. I'm eating all the dairy today. I'm gonna shit like a raging volcano later.
Dare can't come back.
Probably got yelled at. And I just see Chop's nipples in our group chat. So.
Yeah.
Pierced, by the way.
Yep.
So, Gregor.
Yeah, I mean, Dale, I'm sweating, man. I mean, Tara Tart, I mean, I love him. I'd love to have him.
Yeah, there's no market value there to look at is the problem. And I can't remember from PFF. Yeah, Joe said he just popped back in, and first thing he saw was, I'm going to shit like a raging volcano. Yeah, it happens.
Yep.
Well, if we're not going to get free agency news and we're going to keep this party rolling for a little bit longer, because why not, right? I say we do a mock draft.
Dude,
And-
I'm going to say, man, we got an extra third. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait on Santori to come back, see if there's any D tackles. There's not a ton of market value projections. That's why we did the show via a PFF on Saturday, which Geno Stone, just saying. So, hey, Derp says, Mike Gesicki, let's go. Another
Oh,
Gesicki
yeah.
slurper. Joe, Travis, Greg. Prove me wrong. It doesn't move the needle for me.
That's fine.
I don't think he's bad. It just doesn't move the needle for me.
Oh, it moves the needle for me good.
Oh, it moves your needle. I guarantee it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, then we got a question about Von Bell reunion 1 year. I don't think so.
Nah.
But if it literally came to he's going to back up, the rookie that we had last year, Jordan Battle, and instead of Nick Scott, I would choose Von Bell for Nick Scott 10 out of 10 times. But Von Bell probably doesn't want to play special teams, where Nick Scott probably would be willing to play special teams. Just my opinion.
I have the cream.
Yeah, actually, Chris, that is what I call it. Meh Gasecki. For right now. Prove me wrong.
Oh, look at that spoon.
Oh, there you go.
That is elite.
Yeah, buddy.
Black raspberry chip.
Oh, is it Graders?
UDF.
All right.
Greg said that's acceptable. He will accept UDF.
Yeah, I'm a Graders guy, but yeah.
What about Kroger cheap ice cream, Greg? Is that not good?
So anyway, let's go to this mock draft.
Oh, is there anybody else on this list, Santori, real quick? Tyre Tart doesn't have a value on here, but that's a name. Quentin Jefferson's a name. He's 30. The Jets. I don't know. There's Tupou, also 29. Raekwon Davis is 26. That's about the best thing he has.
Nandi has had some times where he's looked good.
Not very many, though, right?
I'd take him as a backup. Gallimore at one point was very highly thought of. Might be able to get something out of him.
Second round pick, wasn't he, for the Cowboys?
Mm-hmm. Wormley's been floating around a while. He's had some moments.
And we're just tossing out names right now. These are not anybody we're trying to predict.
No, these are not guys that I'm like.
This is what's left. It shows it's getting very thin on defensive tackles. I've been saying Reader and Rankins, but I've been saying that for damn near 24 hours. So, I'm not loving that.
Mm-mm.
All right, I will bring up a mock draft for us to do. Man, Greg's back. I heard the chair. Oh, God. And he's eating ass or he's eating ice cream. You got ice cream and he had to get ice cream.
I'm eating cheese.
Oh. Your mouth was full of something. And it wasn't cocked this time.
That's sharp cheddar.
All right.
Got to recover from that. It just took me a minute.
I guess UC just lost because Mo Egger said, "I'm sorry about the next segment of radio."
Yeah, no, we beat Northern Credit at West Virginia, and then they beat us in the tournament. God dang it.
Oh, yeah, I guess we are into tournament time. I lose track of that. NFL is king for me. So
It is, yeah. I my whole high school, people around Madeira love the tournament. I used to. I just don't care for it anymore.
I'm going to do 5 rounds because I don't want to do a full 7. I get bored when it gets that far along lately. There's so many mock drafts.
We need 10 rounds.
10. Yeah. When you get to that, right? What there used to be 12?
1936, there was 9.
There was 9. And 19, even though there was 80 players?
Yeah, it was a really quick draft.
Yeah, that's Santori's new project, by the way, if you want to tell anyone that.
It'll be on our Patreon for Project Game Day if you're ever interested. I'm going to put anything I ever work on out there. I'm building a draft compendium. It's going to be broken down by team, by year, by position. If you want to know how many running backs Alabama's taken since 1936.
It does, Chris. Hold on. I'm interrupting you, but because it does, it's pick 97. I already see.
Nice. Geno Atkins.
Okay.
Yep. So if you want to know how many running backs have the Crimson Tide had drafted since 1955, go to Crimson Tide, sort by running back, go down to 1955, and it'll tell you. So, I mean, it's
Dang.
anything
I
you
don't
could
like
want.
how they keep giving us all this talent. Chop, Johnny Newton, Jackson Powers Johnson, Troy Fatanu, Marius Mims, Cooper DeJean, Byron Murphy, Terrion Arnold. And you all know I like Terrion Arnold. And Brock Bowers are all on the board at pick 18.
Are we doing this based off of our current roster?
I should have actually looked at those trades if I knew the damn who all still on the board. I would have moved down. I mean, yeah, we're doing it as of right now, right?
Well, no. I don't think there's any way in hell he's actually going to be there.
No.
He's fun.
My vote goes to Newton.
Yeah, I could vote Newton or Murphy. And you guys know I have Newton higher than Murphy, but at the same point in time, Murphy is tantalizing as a prospect. It's not a big difference. And Terrion Arnold's cornerback 1. And we haven't signed a cornerback. If we're actually looking for a cornerback still, we don't trust
Dale, it's not
Turner enough.
It's not Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's the better Alabama cornerback.
Hey, we had Ian Cummings on. Ian Cummings on said he's a big Kool-Aid fan.
Well,
he was talking about the drink.
Yeah, I was going to say, I also like actual Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
All right, chat, what do you think? So, options are Brock Bowers, Terrion Arnold, Byron Murphy, Amarius Mims, Cooper DeJean, Troy Fatanu, Jackson Powers Johnson, Jerzon Newton, Chop Robinson. That's at the top of the board.
All right, I might have a change here. I'm going to pretend like I don't have any roster needs and just treat this like BPA like I really, really want to.
Yeah.
Get me that center, man. Those are really hard to come by.
Yeah, I see Overzealous feels the same way. He wants JPJ, and I think you'd be keeping him from the Steelers, too. We got Houday Joe saying Newton.
I said
build the trenches.
Well, we are.
And Derp says J.C. Latham is the best if he goes to us. Looks like he's off the board because he'd still be up here. So in this scenario, he's gone. This is wild, man. We got no one saying Brock Bowers.
No,
Surprised me, but I get it. We don't value it. Got another Newton. Got another JPJ. No one going with my guy Terrion Arnold, which is fine. I get it. This is tough. Fontenot was Santori's initial pick, so JPJ and Newton are the leading candidates here. And on the current, and this changes all the time because this is a consensus big board, is Jackson Powers Johnson and Jerzon Newton. Final votes, we got to make them. It's close between those two, so we're picking between those two. Santori, you said Powers Johnson.
Yeah.
Newton.
Newton. Oh, fuck, you're gonna make me break it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, fuck. I think we can get better D tackles in the next round's the problem.
I don't care, man. Get the best. Oh my! Get the trenches. Well, just take.
Y'all don't care about Joe Burrow.
Yeah, without being able to trade down because I already put an X on that before I even could see the picks. Yeah, because trade down, I would 100% trade down.
Yeah, I'm not against.
And Rick says passing on a healthy Byron Murphy. I just like Newton better, but Murphy is damn good too. I'd be happy with either of them. We got another JPJ, another Newton. It's back and forth. And I have to make the decision and piss off half of you.
Do it.
And then piss off even more. I think I can get my D tackle later. I would have taken Fatanu or Mims probably there. Just I think we need right tackle more right now.
Did the Bearcats not lose? Because now everybody's happy again.
Yeah, Greg, you were wrong.
Did the Bearcats win in basketball?
They're
up by 3 with 45 seconds to go.
Oh, there we go. We're fine. No, we're down by 4 with 8 minutes and 1 second left.
What?
I think my update was a little better, Greg.
Yeah.
No.
I said we have 45 seconds left.
Let me check. Okay.
Greg says I have 8 minutes on the clock.
Oh, he's like Derek. He's in the future.
All right, we went JPJ first round. I don't care about the grade.
You see up by Tori's right. 44 seconds left.
So this is what you're kind of facing if you go that route. So instead of getting Murphy and Newton in this scenario, passing on them, you're down to Rook and Michael Hall, in my opinion, as the two top guys to add some pass rush juice.
Rook.
Yeah, let's go Rook. That's fine.
Wide receiver, man. Xavier
Hey,
Leggett.
you said the offensive coordinator picture was at the South Carolina Pro Day.
Tavion Sanders at tight end. If you still want to go tackle, there's Patrick Paul. Benson. All the running backs are still available. Marshawn Nealon at edge. At corner now, it gets I really still like TJ Tampa a lot. A lot of people like Mike Sanders still. I mean, we just signed a safety, which probably means Dak's long-term future is at slot corner. I don't see Sanders still as a fit right now, but hey, I've been wrong a lot of others.
He's Michigan.
I'm not sure if Dax has a long-term future, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it's fair. And linebacker, Edrin Cooper. I mean, he's linebacker 1, so it's not crazy. Cooper BB on the interior lines available. So I'm looking at kind of BB, Xavier Leggett, maybe Tampa at corner if you're still wanting an outside corner.
I'm not mad at Paul at 49.
Rook and Michael Hall, and then Patrick Paul at O tackle. So out of those options, chat, who we got? Patrick Paul, Rook and Michael Hall, TJ Tampa, Jatavion Sanders, Cooper Beebe, Xavier Leggett, or Ricky Pearsall if you like him. I see some Rook. I'll click all. Seen that requested. Michael Penix Jr., Peyton Wilson, Edge Cooper, Leggett, Sanders, Pearsall, Cameron Kitchens, Patrick Paul, and then it cuts off. It's been pissing me off how it does that lately. That's why I went to the other names.
Paul.
Paulie.
So I see Rook. I can get down with that. I don't even think Rook has touched his ceiling as a football player. And we need that juice from the interior D line to pair with BJ Hill. So right now it's all Rook. I'm going with Rook. I'm with the chat. Let's see what's available in the third, because now we're getting fun. We got 2 third-round picks. I'm going to leave it on all, see what's up there to start, and then we can go to positions. So Corley's interesting. Benson and Brooks. Michael Hall. You want to double down? Trotter, Christian Haynes on the interior line. Tez Walker, Blake Corum. Had we not taken Jackson Powers Johnson, who I think plays guard in year 1, then I think Christian Haynes could be in play in the third round for sure. But now it's who do you like? You want the running back? I mean, what other positions you guys want me to look at? So go. Tez Walker, Jermaine Burton, Malachi Corey's at the top of the wide receivers. Corley, Haynes, Van Pran. We got Jackson Powers Johnson. That's not happening. Trotter at linebacker in the third round. I mean, that's interesting. Corner, I like Cam Hart. Kalen King, I'm not as high on. But he was a first-round pick coming into this year, but he's not panned out. Tight end, your Cade Stover lovers out there. Your Ben Sinnott lovers. Your Theo Johnson lovers. You got all 3 options still on the board right here, along with Jaheim Bell as the 4th option. Running backs, you've got your choice of basically any running back you want here at pick 80. O-tackle, which we haven't taken because we took Jackson Powers Johnson. You got Kieran Amegashi, Blake Fisher, Matt Gonsalves. So you've got some options there as well. And at edge, Austin Booker, which I don't think I'd take him in the third. He scares me. In the 4th, let's talk.
I want a right tackle now.
Okay, well, I mean, Blake Fisher, Matt Gonsalves.
Fisher.
Fisher in the third. Rosengarten, who's still underrated.
No, he's not. He's overrated. We differ
No,
on
he's
that
not.
one.
You're
He's a
wrong.
scrub. He's a scrub. Can't
You're
get no
wrong.
love.
I'm
Can't
right.
get no love from me. He's hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride.
See him some Javon Bullard love, and I like Javon Bullard, the player, but after signing Geno Stone and having Dax and Jordan Battle, I'm not seeing the need to go that route, personally.
Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride.
Then Fisher if it's O-line pick. So getting a little Fisher love. So once again, we'll look at corner, Cam Hart, tight end. Maybe we can get the next round. Sanat, Johnson, Stover all available. And then O tackle. Omega G, I just don't know. I don't know enough to know. So I would feel more comfortable taking Fisher personally. So those options. Hall is best player available, Santori.
I like to poop.
So Michael Hall, Trotter, Benson, Brooks, Bullard.
Does Benson fit what you're looking for, Santori, in the third running back?
No.
Why not? He's the top-rated running. Okay.
That's not what I'm looking for in a bruiser.
All right. What about? Well, I know we're good at safety, but you can't have enough.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Well, forget what I just said.
I'm just
I
gonna
like Bullock a
disagree.
little better than Bullard, by the way.
All right.
I'm just going to disagree with everything Greg says the rest of the show.
Okay, but take the Yale guy because I know you're not a big fan of him. So let's just do that.
Is there enough people
Look at the tight ends.
that like Fisher? Because of
I
course Tyler Bowles is saying
like Fisher.
I like
I like
Fisher.
I think
He's
he's a little-
only 20. He's only turning 20.
He's a little squatty, and his arms are long. He kind of looks like a crab.
So Greg,
I
the
like
tight ends.
Oh,
we
get
said
to
this-
next. Get so. Go on. No, Tyler's going to kill me. Okay, Stover.
Well, we've got another third round pick too. So who do you think
Ooh.
could be off the board? We got another pick and 17 picks.
All right, go back to all. You know what, man? Get the receiver, man. Come on. You got to replace Tyler Boyd.
I mean, he is a slot receiver, a yards after catch machine. Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky. He's built like a running back.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think you could do that later.
Santori.
I think we can.
All right, you're no fun.
I've been told
All
that
right,
3 times
Santori.
today.
I'm going to give Santori a pick here.
All right.
Being the guest on the show, and I've seen some other people say they'd be cool with that.
All right,
I'm
I like
gonna
Notre
take
Dame.
Fisher. So we're definitely hitting the trenches so far.
Way too early for Fisher. What are we doing?
Fuck you. It's your own pick. So Benson is still out there. Hall Jr. is still out there.
Go back to
Trotter's
the tight
still-
ends. Tight
Brooks
ends.
is still out there. Bullock's still out there. Braylon Allen, if you're wanting that.
Oh, Santori, you talked to me about him. He
Des
was,
Let's-
Walker.
Let's go
So
Michael
here's
Hall.
your tight ends. Your tight
Michael
ends
Hall.
Tight ends are
Aw.
all still available. We've already taken root.
So, trenches.
I understand.
Hall.
I'm going to get the chats involvement here. So we got all the tight ends: Sanat, Johnson, Stover, D line. You've got Michael Hall staring at you here with the comp pick of the third round. Gabe Murphy, the best edge on the board.
What about Miles Murphy?
Trey Benson, Brooks, Cora,
Wow.
Braylon Allen. All
Not
the running
even-
backs are there.
Not even going to consider Miles Murphy. Okay.
okay.
Cam Hart at corner.
What?
Wide receiver, Tez Walker, Jermaine Burton. Interior O-line. I mean, we already
Interior
took Powers
crocodile
Johnson.
alligator. I drive a Chevrolet
like
movie
mahogany.
theater.
Any
Hall.
I've got a Hall. I've got a Cade Stover. Yeah, don't say I'm a homer crip. I'm
Hey.
saying we already have it.
Hey, Bearcats won.
A Cam Hart. Bearcats won. Greg was wrong when they were down.
Yep.
Okay.
Greg, you suck.
Yeah, no, tell me something I don't know, Santori.
Okay. You're good.
Cool. All right. Hey, clip that. Clip that.
I'm stuck.
We've got a Mike Hall, Theo Johnson, or Jarvis Brownlee. Man, y'all all over the place with this one, and no one's saying my guy Benson. I see another Hall. Y'all really gonna make me take Mike Hall again, huh? And let's go Bearcats. So we got Rook and Mike Hall. Listen, I got Mike Hall as a second round talent, so whatever.
Load them up. All right, now we can have some fun with the skill players.
All right, here we go.
All trenches in the first 3 rounds. 4 picks, 3 rounds, all trenches. Now, Kate Stover still available for you, Ohio State homers.
Nope, Christian Mahogany. Let's go.
And Cam Hart. Cam Hart at corner. Kate Stover at tight end.
Who's
got
running
some
back?
options. Wide receiver, Jalen McMillan, low key, is way better than Johnny Wilson, in my opinion. Malik Washington, I am a big fan of as a slot wide receiver.
Yeah, I think he's a 5th round guy, though, honestly. I don't know what I put in the draft guide, but I'm feeling 5 out of him now. Shipley.
There's a lot of running backs there.
I
Shipley, Lloyd, Ray Davis.
Yeah, but I need a thumper, and none of those guys really fit that. So we can.
I mean, Ray Davis was 220 at the Senior Bowl.
Hey, Ray Davis. Let's go, James. Got Ray Davis. Come on. Then you got Dylan out of Washington. His name's Dylan Washington. There you go.
I need
Ben Sinnott, Theo Johnson, and Kate Stover.
Oh, Sinnott. Come on, 640. Let's make Bourbon happy here, Sinnott.
And then Cam Hart at corner. So, chat, we'll get your feedback here.
This is
a lot of Benson.
Whoa.
McMillan, Hart. If Cade makes it to the 5th, that is still a draft. But no one's still wanting to take him. I seen a bunch of Benson love. What are your thoughts when it comes down to Benson and tight end?
What receivers are available?
McMillan and the big tall son-bitch that should be a tight end, but he's athletic enough to get a shot from Florida State.
No. Who else? There's like a million receivers in this draft.
Malik Washington, I saw. Cowing. Your favorite player, Rosemary Jack Saint.
Uh-oh. Santori's up to something.
No, he actually don't like him at all.
No, Smith was there, but it's way too early for him.
So Stover, Hart, Wilson, right? I mean, this is the overall board. Cedric Gay.
Whoa.
Ray.
Give me Stover.
Willie Gay's a free agent. So I'm looking at Cam Hart, Kate Stover, Theo Johnson, Benson. I'm looking at
Stover or Sinnott, one of the two.
And then running back, I mean, I still think we can get one in the next round for our last pick because we're doing 5 rounds on this one. So we're in round 4 because we had 2 third-round picks. Going with Stover, huh?
Yeah.
Make Tyler Bowles happy. J.C. Latham was off the board in the first for somebody that I seen asking. So you Ohio State homers are winning right now. With Cade Stover and Michael Hall Jr. back-to-back picks, Blake Fisher from Notre Dame at tackle, Rook at defensive tackle like Michael Hall, Jax Powers-Johnson interior line. Gene Bell's still there, but we already took a tight end. Michael Pratt, Malik Washington. So wide receiver, running back, Washington, Cowing, Ray Davis. Ray Davis in the 5th round is a dream for me.
What dream?
And then cornerback, now we're getting down to like
you do need another running back, to be fair.
All right, let's look at the running backs.
So we're gonna focus in.
Well,
on
Ray Davis.
Well,
let's do it.
Dylan Johnson, Isaac Garendo, Deshaun Edwards, Dylan Labe, Jawar Jordan, Frank Gore, Cody Schrader, Kendall Milton, Jason McClellan.
No.
Ray Davis.
Yeah, Ray Davis is more what I'm looking for there. And it's late enough. I'm not worried about his age. I've got a good running back room as it is. We can trickle him in as need be.
I mean, to me, it's Ray Davis or Malik Washington here make a lot of sense. Yeah, they're undersized. Yeah, they're this. Yeah, they're that. But Ray Davis, put him on the board. So a little 5-round mock draft. Jackson Powers Johnson, Ruka Roro, Blake Fisher, Michael Hall Jr., Cade Stover, and our last pick was Ray Davis. I like it. It's a little different, but I like it. So we're banking on Blake Fisher to be the right tackle. That's a little concerning to me. But he's young, and we better re-sign somebody, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, boys. Well, as soon as we get off here, the Bengals will probably sign somebody, so we're going to end this for people.
We're over 1,000 viewers, 1,002. Thank you all so much. 1,003 now.
All right, Greg. Don't get too excited. Those are fake numbers. It's fake. It's fake news. Okay? I don't even believe that 1,000 people would watch this dumbass show. There's no way, okay? All right, boys. Appreciate y'all. Ladies, gentlemen, it's been fun. It's been real. It's not been real fun because we didn't sign anybody while we were on air. And I was really hoping to see Greg shirtless. And that really
kind of all we were hoping for was for a live
one
moment.
signing. One signing,
hey,
get a shirt off.
It's 5:26. We're jumping off of here, and within
At
7 minutes.
Well,
7 minutes from now, someone will sign, and we're gonna have to jump right back on.
Yes,
either
we will.
7 minutes from now, someone will sign, or at 10 o'clock, someone will sign.
So my buddy's coming over for dinner tonight, and we do it every free agency period because every single time we go to the Skyline,
What do you mean you do it?
He comes over for dinner. Every single time he comes over during free agency for dinner, we'll go to Skyline, the block over, and without fail, every single time we're there, somebody signs.
Well, there you go.
So
Get your ass there.
Here we go.
I'll be ready to jump on tonight at a moment's notice.
There you go. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, we love the Bengals. We love you all.